I can't believe NIP posted this though. All right, so anyway, that sets the stage for NIP high roster overhaul with 4 new players. Perfect. Subscribe to the fl0m Clips and Highlights channel. Thank you. So they're keeping Wrinkle. Okay, makes sense. Snappy, Shush, Aristos, Udrix. How does NIP always just like... it's like the land of misfit toys or some shit. Like, also that means Rez is no longer in the team, which is like, well, that's been a long... That dude, we're coming up on a decade. NIP is just like... What does this even get them? Like, does this get them points? Let me see. I'm like this doesn't get them points, right? Like, this doesn't do anything for them. I mean, I guess, yeah, they probably don't have points to begin with. Where are they at? I mean, okay, no, but this gets you invites, bro. This is high enough up that this get like, oh yeah, Valve ranking shit. God damn it, man. Can we HLTV respectfully? Your rankings mean absolutely nothing anymore, and it's just confusing. Can you default to the Valve ones? Anyway, thank you. Oh, yeah, they're fucked. Yeah, they're fucking cooked. Yeah, okay. I mean, fuck it. Who cares? It's not even that NIP just has a way of like finding all these players that I think are pretty decent at the game, but then like making sure that none of them have any chemistry or previous history together, and then they just like throw them into the mixing pot, give them 3 months to perform, and if they don't, they just start making changes again. I like... They're like a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit. They're like the motherfucker that tries to make a sauce but leaves it on high and then wonders why it's burnt. Shit's just boiling, bro. It's just boiling. There's no simmer. They do not know how to simmer. They only boil this shit. Like, I don't get it. Like, just fucking turn down the heat a little bit and just relax. Just chill for a second. NIP no longer tier 1. Respectfully, bro, they have not been tier 1 for a long time. So that is not an update in regards to this roster. If anything, in terms of talent, they're closer. I feel like they had to, bro, what do you mean they had to blow up the last roster? That last roster was super young, which I would assume if you're going to have a roster like that, you're going to just give them some time, right? Surely you're just going to give it, what do we got? Wrinkle is 20, Isaac's 23, Mistum's 23, Rez is old, 26. Like, why not just like continue to kind of like develop this a little bit? Like, that's what I mean. Like, dude, they just go straight to boiling. They were relatively close, if I remember right, at the RMR. I think you're correct, Axe. Let me see. They lost a fucking Spirit, man. Oh, what a terrible showing. They lost to her. Look at who they lost to, chat. Actually, look at who they lost to. Look, like they're blowing. Like, it's like, dude, this is like, oh my God, they lost to like playoff teams. They lost to the major winner, the team that played every fucking team and still made the playoffs, and a team that made the semis. Like, counterpoint, look at who they beat. Yeah, the teams they're supposed to, right? But my point is like, if I mean, they didn't lose to them, right? My point is what is the point of doing what NIP did, which is you get a team like this, right? You get a team like this. They're clearly young as hell, right? You're ideally, if you're getting a super young team, you're going to keep them and then let them develop, not just like cut them loose instantly. And then you want to make adjustments over time. They're just blowing up the whole fucking thing again, said Wrinkle, you can op. And then they just they got a whole new team. And they've done this before. Like, this is what NIP has been doing this, what you're seeing right now, for like 6 fucking years. Instead of keeping Wrinkle, they just kept Rez for like those 6 or 7 years. This is actually the same fucking thing. This is the Spider-Man meme. It's just swap out Wrinkle for Rez, and they're doing the same thing they've done for fucking years, man. They are the EG of Europe, except instead of signing 3 teams at once, they sign a new team every 3 months. That is what they are. You know, Kassad over there throwing shade at Complexity for not finding a fucking replacement for a Liege. Meanwhile, NIP exists right here. This shit is crazy. Now that I'm done dunking on NIP and also thinking that they're dumb for doing this, I will say on an individual player level, this roster is not bad. But everything in my CS brain tells me that this roster will be a clusterfuck. These guys, if I'm not I don't think these guys have played in international rosters. This guy he's a journeyman at this point. He's basically becoming Magis 2.0. I swear to God, without the majors. Snappy, I don't know. Snappy probably just wants people that will fucking listen to him. And then Wrinkle's pretty cracked at the game. Having players with no past chemistry with one another and 2 players as their first international roster that are also supposed to be your star riflers, well, you know, that's going to be an interesting experiment. That's all I'm going to say. It could, you know, like I probably say, or I've said a few times with different NIP rosters, this could be good. I just have a strong feeling it won't be. So subscribe to the fl0m Clips and Highlights channel. That way I can update you on the incredible journey that this NIP roster will go as they win the next major. This is it. We'll see. I don't know. I just don't like that. It's not like NIP is doing like dumb things in terms of, like I said, if you look at these guys name for name on an individual level, it's not bad until you realize that like this shit is kind of scuffed right now. Like taking player, like, as man, if we've learned anything in CS this year, I feel like it's that you really like the chemistry is what is taking a lot of these teams over the edge, like to actually win the tournaments. If your team doesn't have like any bit of like cohesiveness and chemistry with one another, it kind of usually just falls flat. Talent will win you some tournaments for sure, but consistency is in the chemistry. This team has negative chemistry, and it's not the players' fault. It's just the motherfuckers are they're gonna have to work hard just to get back to 0. I think it's happening. Not gonna lie. No, I mean I think it's. I don't know. I mean Saw's been having issues like, and they've been talking about different players leaving. Nah, NIP just doesn't know how to make a sauce. That's literally like that's it. NIP does not know how to make sauce. They don't understand the concept of simmering. They only boil and they just try to rush it and it always comes out bad. And they wonder why everybody else's sauce is better than theirs. This idea that they're just going to randomly assemble the best fucking team or something and go from wherever they are to top 10 with a bunch of roster moves is stupid. You're not playing a video game. Well, actually you are playing a video game, but this isn't like, you know, I feel like somebody is like really good at Football Manager at NIP and they put that on their resume and they got hired. That's literally that might sum it up. Somebody on LinkedIn put Football Manager like pro and NIP like immediately employed this person. That's what it feels like. Like these guys, they don't even watch the games. They just pick names like based on the stats and then they just like run the sim. They don't watch the games. They just run simulator, bro. It's just like, imagine having one of the best rosters of all time, not losing a single LAN match in 87 games and never being able to like crack top 10 without that roster ever again. Like imagine that type of management. Hello, Astralis. Sorry.